Today I'm going to show you 5 different licks from Django Reinhardt, and I'm going to break down the theory behind them, okay? You can get these tabs by becoming a Patreon. Links are right here. New ukulele every single Wednesday and Saturday. Subscribe. If you like my Mustang, this is a flight ukulele. More information in the description. Let's jump in. Now, over this part, he's playing over an E7 chord. That's the harmony. That's what the band is playing. That's what the bass player is playing. That's what the other stringed instruments are harmonizing. And our lick sounds like this. Definitely hear Frere Jaca, dorme in this one. 4th fret here. This is the root note. Now, so the 4 notes in the E7 chord are E, which is your root, G sharp, your 3rd. Then you have your B note for the 5th and the D for the flat 7th. We start off, the first plays E, F sharp, G sharp, E. So 2 of those 3 notes are in the chord. This F sharp note isn't in the chord, but it's what's referred to as a 2nd or a 9th, and it makes a great color tone. So if you're playing arpeggios, you can feel free to add this tone, especially over these major chords. Well, and the minors too. B note in our chord, G sharp in our chord. C sharp isn't in our chord, but it's 6th. So it's another tone that works really, really well over these 7 chords, meaning E7, D7, etc. Also referred to as dominant chords. Down to 2, chord tone, E, another E, and then B, G sharp, E. In fact, this right here from the octave has all the notes in our chord except for the D. So it's really just playing the 4 notes in a chord, but knowing you have the 2nd or the 9th, it's the same thing, and the 6th available. Lick number 1. Lick number 2, how does he approach the A7 chord? Well, the A7, the 4 notes that we have for our chord are A is our root, C sharp is our 3rd, we have E as the 5th, and 6th as the 7th. So the phrase starts off E, F sharp, G, E. Totally different feel, right? E, the 5th interval in our chord. F sharp isn't in our chord, but F sharp is the 6th of this chord. So we're just taking the notes from our chord and again having access to that 6th. B is what's called the 9th or the 2nd. So again, it's just the notes in the chord plus these other 2 intervals. C sharp, major 3rd, B the 9th, E chord tone, C sharp chord tone, B again, 0. So again, it's the same thing. It's the 4 notes that are in the chord as well as the 2nd and the 9th available. If you're enjoying all this talks about scales and intervals and all that, but really don't know where to start, you should check out our music theory playlist, okay? Also, if you're still here and you haven't subscribed, please do. We would love to help you achieve your ukulele goals. So let's play through this one. All right. It helps to have someone strum an A7. So you can hear what these chords sound like against the harmony as well. All right, now we're going to approach a D7. Now, the notes in the D7 are, the D note is our root, our 3rd is F sharp, our 5th is A, and our flat 7 is C. The 2nd or the 9th would be the E note, and the 6th note is the B note. So let's see if we see the E and the B note in this lick. D, chord tone. E, we've already seen the 2nd again. Now we're here to our major 3rd. So chord tone, that 2nd and 9th, chord tone, chord tone, chord tone, chord tone, 6, chord tone 6. So he's just taking that chord, laying the 4 notes out, seeing them, mapping them on the fretboard, and adding the 2nd and the 6th for color. After that, D note on the 5th fret, open A, chord tone, F sharp, chord tone, D, chord tone, D, E, root 2nd, root 2nd. So it's just kind of functioning as a D9, if you will. You could even think about it as a D13. And all these is 13 arpeggios. If you want more explanations than that, let me know in the comments, and I'll link some videos explaining really what an arpeggio is. So here we go. From the top. Awesome. Well, so we've seen how he does it over vamps. Vamps is when the band sits on a chord for a long time. What about a chord progression? Now the band's playing E minor, B7, E minor, B7. If you're thinking scales, you're thinking harmonic minor. But what is our friend Django thinking? Now, Django is a verb. Most names are noun. It's like my name Tyler is code for Tyler or a floor maker in English, an old English word, right? Django's actually a verb. Like a name in English, like being named run or eat or play. It's actually a verb, which means, if you know, leave it in the comments. It's the Romanian language. So he's thinking here, E minor. What are the chords of E minor? Or what are the notes? E's are root, G's are 3rd, B's are 5th, E minor 7. We have access to a D. But he's thinking, don't overthink it. Just play one of those 4 notes. Then it goes B7. 4 notes of B7 are, of course, B is our root, D sharp is our major 3rd, F sharp is our 5th, and we have an A as well, which is the flat 7th. So he's thinking here, flat 7, A note, F sharp, B note, just 3 chord tones, 1 and 2 and. Then he does something called a motif. As the chord progression repeats itself, he just repeats that same idea to create a strong sense of melody. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Awesome. All right, so now we're going to navigate a pretty heady change here. That's G7 to an F7, E7, A minor, D7, G. It's actually a really cool progression. All right, so how is he approaching this? G7, we have... Now, if we make a G, we can see 2, 3, 2 are all in there. Well, what about that other note that he adds? Is it an F note? Is it the note that makes a G a G7? No, it's an E note, again playing our 6th. It's a very nice passing tone, a really nice way to connect notes together. So we get 2, 4, 3, 2. Going to the F7, D note. Well, is a D note what makes an F7 an F7? No. E flat is. D note is the 6th. So we land on the 6th. And then we go to E flat, which makes our F6 and F7. And then up again to E right before the band lands on the E7. So we get to that E a half beat early. That's called anticipating the change, and it's very nice. Down again to B note. Chord tones, baby. Over the A minor, open A note. Easy, just the root note. D7. D note, root note again. To the C note, which makes a D into a D7. It's our flat 7. So it's a chord tone. It's the dissonant one, but it's a chord tone. Down to G. But hey, there's no G in a D7. And if we're trying to figure out what the tone is, it's the 4th interval. We haven't seen the 4th interval this whole time. Why are we playing this note against this chord, it gets this sound. Super dissonant. Well, because the band goes to G right after that, and we're anticipating the change. We're getting there early for a nice sense of dissonance and resolution. Okay? So this whole phrase, nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. And G is our total center as well. So that would resolve. Now, these sounds come from this song. Go ahead and give Django some love. Give that a stream. Check out Minor Swing. Check out Nuoges. Is that how you say clouds in French or Romanian? Because it's nubes in Spanish. And fog is nueblina. Anyways, there's a Spanish lesson too. Catch you next Wednesday and Saturday for ukulele. If you haven't subscribed, what are you doing? Think about becoming a Patreon, cheaper than a cheap cheeseburger. And until next time, enjoy your day, enjoy the music, and enjoy the ukulele.